Hey all, it is Tuesday, April 28th. It's pretty windy today. I'm hoping it's not too bad. I'm going to try and sort of keep it a little closer. Um, yeah, it's very much spring at this point, which is nice. It does mean that summer is fast around the corner, and recording these outside will go from like being like a nice sort of thing to being like a grueling misery fest. I'm probably not going to want to film them outside anymore because it's going to be scalding fucking hot out here. I say scalding hot. It's England. It's going to be middlingly hot and like uh, unimaginably humid. Is more the case. Like drenched in your own sweat all day, every day, no matter what. Because you know, living in a country where air conditioning basically doesn't exist is it's real fun. So that's always looking forward to that. Always, always, always. Um, I have not done one of these in a good couple of weeks because, well, relatively recently I got ill. Um, and I thought, well, I'm about done with being ill for the next 6 months. And then I got way more ill because I got like two different diseases at the same time. It was really fun. I've now got sort of like a bit of like a lingering, like chesty cough that's going to be here for the next couple of weeks, but like it's not too bad. It's gotten a lot better. I think given come this time next week, it'll be basically gone, I would suspect. So yeah, I'm doing like mostly fine now, but I was fully like non-functional, out of commission even for the better part of about 8 days, I think, give or take. I had like snippets of where I was like lucid and well enough to work on things, but broadly speaking, I did almost nothing for like a week, and that felt really bad for a number of reasons. I like literally just gotten sort of felt like I was getting back on the bandwagon in terms of like being on top of stuff, and now not so much. But it's salvageable. It's perfectly salvageable. I had just about managed to sort of push myself over the finish line on a number of things prior to getting sick, so I haven't like that hasn't like completely fucked me over or anything. So that's good. Um, Otherwise, I've got like a busy couple of weeks ahead of me. Um, just this Friday, just gone, I released Ludus Maximus, the fourth free one-page adventure onto Itch. It's the first sort of social adventure. Like, there's not really any combat. There are no like monster stats or anything in it. Like, it is very, it is about doing espionage at a chariot race. I really like the vibe of Ludus Maximus. I think it has kind of like a really cool energy. That's a really loud car for being maybe a quarter mile away. Fuck me. All right, that's really loud. Um, yeah, I'm like pretty happy with Ludus Maximus. Like I look at it and I think it's got a lot of like cool vibes going on in it. I think it's maybe it's like a lot of one-page adventures that I've written or have experimented with. It feels like it's kind of bursting at the seams in a lot of places where like it really wants to be 4 pages. There's like it like works as two sides of A5. Like I say, it's a one-page adventure. They're not. They're 2 pages, but they're two sides of A5, which is I mean, I don't even know how US measurements work. I'm not going to be honest with you, but it's about half. Yeah, a side of A5 is half a page. So 2 sides of A5 is 1 page, ostensibly speaking. The idea is you would print it off double-sided and have one piece of paper to run your entire game evening. Um, Strictly speaking, not technically 1 page, but like it's 1 page. It's one piece of paper. um, it is probably out of all of the ones that I've written is the one that like wants to be like at least one extra page the most. There's a lot of questions I feel like GMs are gonna have. My God, the motorbikes, they're so loud. like like they're beyond that farthest tree line is where the nearest road is. Like the farthest point you could see where I turned my phone around, and they're still a good 30, 60, 100 feet away from that. Like they're a long way away. They're very loud. I don't know how much they're coming up on this. Nowhere near as loud as I am hearing them, but even still, somebody's I no fucking clue what is going on out there. There's like a big through road, like where I was pointing. Um, but yeah, I'm very happy with Ludus Maximus. I think it's cool. I think yeah, there's a lot of places where GMs are going to have like a lot of questions. The adventure. I think there are points where the GM is going to have a lot of questions that the adventure is just fundamentally incapable of answering in the space that it has. Um, but I think that is kind of the conceit of a lot of these one-page adventures is unless they're really like painfully simple, which I want to avoid. Like I want them to be interesting, right? Even the simplest one that I've written so far has like got a fair bit of like backstory to it. Um, but yeah, yeah, they leave a good bit like up to like a GM that just runs them entirely as written, it's going to be an enjoyable evening, right? But it's going to take like a really good GM will be able to make them shine by them ad-libbing, putting their own spin and interpretation on stuff. Is that like a perfect excuse for them not answering all the questions that they have? No, but I almost dropped my phone. Um, but like again, one-page adventures. What the fuck am I supposed to do? There's only so small the text can be before they're literally illegible, and that's not terribly smaller than they already are. um, yeah, I've started making notes on next month's one-page adventure. I have like over the last couple of days, I've got like basically a complete set of notes. I'm going to start doing layout experiments tonight. It's called Slime Sunday. Sunday being like ice cream. Um, as ever, like I started out with a really sort of whimsical idea, and then it got like immediately kind of messed up. This happens every time. I think I've posted about this before. Of like every time I like come up with like an idea that isn't like necessary. It is like you know even like tonally neutral, and especially if they lean silly, they become horrific immediately. And I'm not sure like what up here is like what part of this isn't quite wired right for that to be the case. But I mean, it works, like it makes interesting adventures, so I'm not complaining too much. um, just yesterday, I announced Atop the Dragon Summit. I've been talking about it a lot. I was hoping to put it out last week, but on account of illness, didn't happen. I also had to order a second proof because I may or may not have massively fucked up the first one. It's like a very, very simple mistake, but it like is like catastrophic in terms of like the book is like it could not. I mean, maybe you could, but like it would just look weird. I could go into like explain exactly what it is, but it's like a very small, fairly simple mistake that makes the book, while functional, weird. And I just had to order another proof. But yeah, that comes out on Friday. I'm really excited for it. Joe did a phenomenal job with it. Um, we yeah, it should be well, it will be coming out this Friday on Itch and Drive-Thru. So pick it up if you're interested. It'll be available digitally and in print, hence the aforementioned proofs. But yeah, that is the general plan um, for this week. Um, me and that's the thing. Me and AJ just booked our table to exhibit at Dragon Meet this year, which is really exciting. We went for the first time, like as attendees, last year. We had a really good time. Um, traveling to London, especially by train, is very stressful. especially because when we got there, the one train line that can reliably get you to the venue that Dragon Meet was at that year, which is XL London, which is where MCM Comic Con is hosted. Like they Dragon Meet like upgraded just this year, just gone to go to XL. Like the XL Arena, I think it's called. It's a big venue in East London. It's near it's like kind of near Canary Wharf, I think. It's in East London. You can Google it. Like they were there last year. We went. It was a really good time. We met up with some people that evening, and then we kind of had to dash because, frankly, I was panicking over trains and getting stuck in London is not like the end of the world because there's a lot of ways you can get out of London, but it's very expensive. Can confirm, missing your last train, like the last train that will actually get you all the way home by 5 minutes, and then having to get a 2 hour train ride to get you halfway home, and then paying £50 for a taxi ride the other half of the way home is not an ideal way to spend your evening. Um, I would not recommend it. So yeah, I was very much panicking about that on the day, and I was just generally very, very tired. Um, but it was a very good time, and this year when we attend, we will have a hotel, and thus will not have to worry about that all too much, which generally for the best, methinks. So yeah, we booked tickets. I sent over some details to the staff yesterday. I assume I will. I don't expect to hear anything back from them for a little while, just because there's nothing terribly like unless they have something pressing that they need to ask. But yeah, I'm really excited to go to like the table. This will be by far the biggest con we have tabled thus far when we do go. This is in November for reference. It's quite a long way away, but I'm very, very excited for it. We saw, the traffic at Dragon Meet this year just gone was huge. There was so many people. Like we saw, we saw a fair few like fairly notable people just kind of pop up. Like I saw um um no, it's Mara Holmes, not Humes. It's Holmes. And like Tom, I think it was Tom Hazel. Like, I have this like thing that keeps happening to me, where like whenever I go to a TTRPG event in London, I'm like three for three on this. Is I walk directly past Mara Holmes, like immediately, usually like directly on my left, and I go, oh, okay, and then just carry, sort of continue on with my, with what I'm doing, because it's just a weird thing that keeps happening to me, where I I'm always with a different person. I'm like, oh, that's this person, like every time, and I just think it's really funny that that keeps happening to me. Um, um, yeah, the um, but yeah, very excited for Dragon Meet. We're also attending UK Games Expo this year with the sort of tentative intention of exhibiting next year, which I am not like concerned about doing, but jumping from doing like 1 day cons the size of because we've been to Norwich Games Convention, which is like the biggest one we've been to, and then Dragon Meet this year being about twice the size. Like Norwich Games Convention is on the larger side in terms of like local TTRPG conventions. By like local convention standards, it's like middling to larger. Dragon Meet is the biggest one in the country, but from what I saw in November, it's probably just over twice the size. But it's still only a 1 day con, which feels to me really manageable. It's like, oh yeah, it's like this thing that we've already done, but like a bit more intense, and I was perfectly capable of handling that. But doing that 3 days in a row, um, particularly like in in a different part of the country, like it's not that big of a deal. Like It is only in Birmingham. It's not like anywhere crazy. But even still, it's like a little daunting to consider like tabling UK Games Expo, especially because UK Games Expo is not a TTRPG convention. It is a gaming convention with a TTRPG subset, which is a whole different can of worms, whole different crowd, whole lot of people who are going to come up going, "What do you do?" And then me sort of spending 5 minutes like explaining to them what we do, and them going, "Okay," and then they walk away. And that's those interactions are very draining to have. Like the one convention that me and AJ went to, oh my god, it was like a year ago today, almost to the day. I think it was in like early to mid May last year. I think was it. We got there and we realized that it was a wargaming and board gaming convention, and we were like one of like maybe 3 TTRPG tables there. And the amount of conversations that we had explaining just like the bare bones of what we did to people. It was also a free convention as well, so there was like a lot of people who just had no idea what any of it was. It was really fucking draining. So yeah, it's a little tentative about UK Games Expo, but it is over a year away. It's like it's 13 months away because UK Games Expo is end of May generally. I assume it is the same every year. I don't quite remember, but I have personally been once before, quite a long time ago. It's probably God, it was probably nearly 10 years ago at this point. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I probably was like I was 17, I think, when I went to UK Games Expo the last time I went, and that was it was 8 years ago. It wasn't nearly 10. It was 8 years ago. It wasn't it wasn't that bad. But yeah, that's this week and particularly next month. I want to try and get ahead on these one-page adventures. I'm going to be doing layout stuff for Slime Sunday tonight. I think I mentioned that before. I don't remember. In rambling, but I want to get ahead on that. I want to try and like within the first like week or two of May, I want to finish Slime Sunday and like be at least in like early note taking phase for the what I'm doing next. I don't know which adventure I'm doing next either. I haven't decided. I have a lot of ideas. Some are more fleshed out than others. I have like a name for an adventure that I really, really like. But I'm not sure if it fits a one-page format or whether it's going to be something a little longer. But I'm in a position where there's like a minimum length adventure that I can write and still print through like drive through is 18 pages, and 18 pages is like more than you think it is, especially when you have a very limited art budget and like amount of time that I do. This is an adventure called The Last Adventure of Basil Cross, and it's like doing the sort of inverse of the, you know, explorer type thing where you are helping some people deal with some like colonial explorer type guy. You're basically The Last Adventure of Basil Cross is you guys kill Basil Cross. You know, we're talking guy with his big fucking felt hat and his big grey moustache and his monocle, and so you know, kill that guy because he's a piece of shit. Um, like that is an adventure I don't know if I can fit on two sides of A5, and I'm not sure if I want to fit onto two sides of A5, but it's like the most fleshed out idea for these one-page adventures that I have. Not that that matters. I can, flesh out, one of my, barely a sentence ideas pretty easily. Like, yeah, it's the reason I had the ideas, because I liked them. And I was confident I could flesh them out. But, yeah, I've got this thing, I'm sitting on this idea that I like a lot and I want to use. I just don't know what format it would be best in. So I might spend some time considering the main thing that's concerning me about the adventure is more the title. It's really long and will take up one of the main difficulties I had with Detonation Station was fitting the fucking title on the page in a way where it didn't take up a fuckload of space. Like, I'm gonna have that problem like threefold with The Last Adventure of Basil Cross. Like, how the fuck do I fit that? In like a ticker box at the top of the page that's, it's a little bigger than this, but you understand my point. But yeah, the wind is getting worse, or it's picking back up again. I've also been doing this for 20 minutes, and I need to get home and do some work on something, probably. I was going to go to the shop, but I don't have enough room in my bag for the stuff I need to buy, so I'm just going to go tomorrow instead. I don't need the stuff I was going to buy today anyway, so I'm just going to go home. I might do some stuff on Slime Sunday. I might make some notes because I've got like the next batch of like Nimble adventures that I'm writing. I'm still in like very early notes phase with that because it's like a fairly complex idea that I'm sort of working with, and I want to try and make work because it was a suggestion from Evan that I really liked. I thought it was really, really good. I think it was saying of like, he gave a suggestion that was like, it was going to be a challenge, but it was like, why would I not use it? It's a good idea. It's just harder. Like, why would I not? And I'm sure the answer could be, oh, you're not paid to do stuff that's hard. It's like, no, I don't fucking care. Like I'm gonna write a thing that's cool. Plus, you write cool stuff, people want to work with you more, and therefore you get paid more. So, even if you're going to be really utilitarian and, money grubbing about it, like, it's still beneficial for you to do that anyway. So, uh, so yeah, I might make some notes on that. Got a few other bits to do, and then cook dinner, and then I think I have playing in someone's game tonight. So I got that going on as well. So I'm going to go do all of those things. Hope people are not diseased and are doing the things they want to do and are achieving the things they want to achieve, or whatever. And I will hopefully see people on Monday next week, and I won't be diseased, and I won't have not done anything because I'm having some kind of like burnout, like stress response. I'll be having a good time, and hope you are too. Okay, right. See you next week.